The candles glowed softly atop the cake, their light reflecting against her smile as though nothing had ever fractured between us. Laughter echoed, glasses tapped together, friends shouted cheerful wishes. Yet the champagne on my tongue tasted like ash. The room was warm, but I felt nothing, because I knew the truth. I knew whose bed she had shared. And there I sat, across from her, wondering how someone I trusted with my very life could beam so brightly while secretly breaking me in two. She leaned closer, squeezing my hand under the table, eyes sparkling. "Why so quiet?" she teased, expecting the heartfelt toast I always gave at her birthdays. The room stilled, waiting for me to speak. Instead, I leaned toward her ear, my voice calm but sharp enough to cut glass. "Because I know who you slept with." Her smile faltered. For the first time in years, fear flashed in her eyes. 2 weeks earlier, I would have sworn my marriage was unshakable. 12 years together, 9 of them married. We had routines, arguments, reconciliations, whispered talks in the dark about dreams still ahead. She was my safe place. Or so I thought, but even anchors corrode. The warning signs came small at first. Late-night texts she brushed off. Sudden trips to the gym, her phone never leaving her hand, as if my glance alone could trigger disaster. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to silence the screaming in my gut until the night her phone buzzed while she showered. A name flashed across the screen. Ryan, my closest friend, my best man, a brother in all but blood. The message was only 5 words. Last night was unforgettable. The world tilted. My hands trembled as I read it. I told myself it was a joke, a mistake, anything but what it was. But when she walked out, towel wrapped around her, and saw me holding the phone, her face said everything. I didn't need a confession. Guilt lived in her eyes. I set the phone down and walked past her like she wasn't even there. That night, I lay awake while she pretended to sleep, and a plan took shape. I wouldn't scream. I wouldn't rage. Not yet. I'd wait. Watch. And when the truth surfaced, it would shatter her carefully built facade. Her birthday came. She invited everyone, including Ryan. He arrived with his perfect smile, a bottle of wine, and a slap on my back like nothing was wrong. My fist itched to break him, but instead I smiled back. All evening, their stolen glances and fleeting touches burned holes in me. The way her hand lingered a moment too long on his arm. The way his gaze darted toward her when he thought no one noticed. I noticed. Then the cake came out. She leaned toward me, waiting for my toast, and asked why I was so quiet. That was the moment I gave her the truth. The room fell silent. Ryan coughed, nearly choking. Her face drained of color. Whispers spread around the table, but I kept my eyes locked on hers. "John," she whispered. "Not here. Please." But it was too late. The walls crumbled. I raised my glass and let the words spill, louder this time. I listed the lies, the texts, the stolen glances. I told her she had not just betrayed me, but destroyed every vow we had ever made. She begged. Friends gasped. Ryan shrank in his chair. Shame etched across his face. When it was over, the party was ruined. Guests slipped out one by one. The candles melted into forgotten wax. The cake untouched. She sat with her face buried in her hands. "You ruined everything," she cried. I laughed bitterly. "I ruined everything? You slept with my best friend." Tears streaked down her face. She pleaded. She blamed loneliness. She accused me of being distant, tired, absent. But excuses didn't matter. I stood, pulling on my coat. "You made your choice, Emily. Now I'm making mine." Her voice broke as she asked where I was going. "To a lawyer." I answered. "Tomorrow." The house turned into a battlefield of silence. I moved into the guest room. She tried to talk, but every word was poison. Ryan tried to call. I blocked him. Within a week, the papers were filed. She begged for counseling, pleaded to rebuild, but once trust is broken, it can never be whole again. One night, cornering me in the kitchen, she whispered through tears, "Don't throw away 12 years for one mistake." I looked at her and realized something. The woman before me was not the same woman I had built a life with. Or maybe she always was, and I had simply never seen it. I didn't throw it away, I said quietly. You did. 6 months later, I sat in a small apartment, half-packed boxes scattered around. She kept the house. I didn't care. Too many ghosts lingered there. Sometimes I replayed that birthday dinner in my mind. The moment her smile cracked, the silence that swallowed the room, the truth detonating in one quiet sentence. It still hurts. God, it hurts. But in that pain, I found clarity. I gave her everything, and in return, she broke it. When she asked why I was so quiet, I finally gave her the truth. Because silence in the face of betrayal isn't strength. It's surrender. And I refuse to surrender.